Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, let's have a little bit of a petition here. Leave a dislike if you support the idea of having every week be a 3-day weekend. I'll let you think about it. Please leave a dislike. Now, this obviously today is July 5th, and we have a 3-day weekend this week. I hope this will be an opportunity to reflect on this possibility again. And there's a reason I like the 3-day weekend, and I propose several different ways of doing it. I was in 6th grade, and one Sunday afternoon, I discovered that the weekend's a lot shorter than I had thought it was, because by Sunday I was already depressed about having to go back to school tomorrow. I had a phase in life where I hated school. I think we all did. It happened when I was in around 5th or 6th grade. And I was like, gee, that was so short. I get Saturday, but then on Sunday, I'm already depressed about going back to school. My mom was 6 or 7 months pregnant at the time, and one Sunday afternoon, I was so depressed. Gotta remember, this is late 90s. We used to listen to audio cassettes. And I was so upset, I took a plastic box of one of my cassette tapes, and I threw it on the kitchen floor and shattered it into hundreds of pieces. And my dad asked me, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm just so depressed that it's Sunday." Now, my mom was pregnant, and my dad was so upset at me for doing it. He didn't want my mom to trip over the box, and he made me pick it all up. He got out a flashlight so I could look for any pieces that I had missed. And I guess that took my mind off of being depressed on Sunday. But ever since that day, I've been very upset at how short the weekend is. Even when I love what I'm doing during the week, I'm still reminded about how traumatized I was that I discovered that Sunday really wasn't part of the weekend. It's just kind of silly. Okay, and then later that year, same year, 6th grade, we had a holiday of some sort. I think it might have been Martin Luther King Day. Well, it was a Monday. And I quickly realized something. When I had a 3-day weekend, the third day of that weekend wasn't nearly as depressing as the Sunday of a 2-day weekend. Why? Because I kind of feel like I want to go back to school, back to work, whatever the situation is. Anyway, I'm kind of lonely by that point. And I noticed that the third day of a weekend gave the entire weekend a soft landing. You didn't feel like you ended the weekend off of a cliff like you do with 2 days. And so the third day really added not just 50% to the weekend like math would imply, but it almost tripled the length of the weekend. It really did. It's really good bang for your buck, if you will, in terms of time. Now, I would be okay with us making the weekdays longer in order to have a 3-day weekend. So we could work 7 or 8 days in a row and then take a 3-day weekend. Even that I would like. And I think it would be a great boost to our economy, because there are certain things that you kind of need 3 days to do. If you want to travel somewhere, some home improvement projects, certain things just need 3 days of your attention span, right? Another possibility is we keep the 5-day work week and then take 3 days off, right? There's no law of physics that's going to stop you from working 5 days, take 3 days off, work another 5 days, take 3 days off. I don't know what you do for a living, but give it a try. Now, you might say that would be complete chaos because other people go by a 7-day schedule. I'd argue not really, because I don't sync up my time with everybody that I want to associate with, right? Like here in Taiwan, I'm involved in a long-distance relationship here in Taiwan. She and I do completely different things for a living, different schedules. Obviously, when I'm home in the U.S., a different time zone altogether. And we find time to chat, right? Similarly, you work an 8-day schedule. Somebody else at a company that you have to collaborate with works 7 days. If it's important enough, you'll collaborate, right? And I don't think everything has to be on a rigid schedule. And I think the benefits of people sleeping a whole lot better and having time to recharge completely outweigh all of this nonsense that we deal with just to have a 7-day week that suits various religions for whatever reason, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.